Good evening and welcome to the Putnam County School District Employee of the Year Recognition Ceremony. It is a privilege to recognize each and every employee who has been nominated by their peers as the Teacher and School-Related Employee of the Year. Tonight we want to recognize and honor our outstanding classroom teachers who have demonstrated a superior capacity to inspire a love of learning in students of all backgrounds and abilities. Will all of our nominees for Teacher of the Year please stand for a round of applause? Thank you. You may be seated. We are also here to recognize and honor the most outstanding school-related employees of the year for their contributions to their school, department, and community. We could not do our jobs without you. Will all of our nominees for School-Related Employee of the Year please stand for a round of applause? Thank you. You may be seated. Each of you, in whatever position you hold, extend yourself beyond basic required duties by displaying initiative and creativity. You give of yourself to our students, school, and district. You enhance student learning and highest achievement through either teaching or supporting literacy-based activities. You have earned the respect and admiration of your fellow colleagues. You demonstrate exceptional skills and dedication to the job of educating our students. You are Teachers of the Year or School-Related Employees of the Year, chosen because you exemplify these qualities and others have noticed. I commend your efforts. Congratulations. Please stand and join me in the pledge to the flag and remain standing for the blessing of our dinner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pray with me if you will. Well, Father, we thank you so much for an opportunity to be here tonight. Lord, we thank you for a free country, a free land where we can assemble. And Father, for the men and women who have used their talents, their gifts, and their abilities to help our children be better, to help our community be better, to help our state be better. Father, we thank you for their efforts. And we pray tonight they will truly know and feel how thankful we are for them and how much they are appreciated and loved. Father, we thank you for this food and again for time together. In Christ's name, amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we would like to thank our sponsors, who without their support, this recognition could not take place. Providing the overall winner's monetary gift, Georgia Pacific Corporation, Palaca Operations, Mr. Kevin Curry and Mr. Terry Hadaway. Providing our delicious meal from Musselwhite Seafood, Bates and Hewitt Insurance, Mr. Bates and Company. State Farm Insurance, Susan Helwig and Company. St. Monica's Catholic Church and the Knights of Columbus, who provided our breakfast to start off our recognition of our fine nominees. Capital City Bank, Carl Riggs and Ingram, Mr. John Rowe and Company, Hicks Dental. Your generosity and support of the outstanding employees of the Putnam County School District is greatly appreciated. Can we give them all a round of applause, please? At this time, if you will help me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Curry, Vice President of Georgia Pacific, Palaca Operation. Mr. Curry.
I just want to say thank you from all the employees at Georgia Pacific and of Koch Industries. Education is so important to our organization, and you are bringing the future to us. And it's what you do is probably taken for granted, but you dedicate so much time and talent to what we need for our organizations and future organizations. And our future is not getting less competitive. And so the things that we need are you can bring and apply. Recently, we've been working with the school with the engineering program. And we have engineers actually going and attending and helping. And we actually had the students, if you saw the paper recently, it was so proud to have them at our facility touring, and to see the eagerness and the willingness to learn was just unbelievable to us. And it made us so proud to be part of what this is. And if we spend roughly $160,000 a year in the community, primarily in education, but we also focus on enhancing our community. We call it the 4 E's: enhancing community, education, environmental, and entrepreneurship. Most of it going to education. And again, we're so proud to be standing here today. I am. This is, I think, the 3rd year I've had this, been afforded this opportunity. So again, thank you. Thank you to the educators and also those who support the educators, because without you, it just wouldn't happen. So we're so proud to be part of this evening, and thank you.
Good evening. At this time, we would like to introduce our special guests who have joined us this evening. Phyllis Criswell, Superintendent of Schools. Helen Muir, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Our school board members: Nikki Cummings, District 1, Terry Wright, District 2, David Buckles, Board Chair, District 3, Kathy Jorgensen, District 4, Jane Crawford, Vice Chairman, District 5. We'd also like to introduce our district directors. Would our district directors please stand? Mr. Jim Roach, Associate Superintendent for Support Services. Rhonda Odom, Chief Financial Officer. Nikki Hawthorne, Food Service. Renee Huff, Career and Technical. Libby Weaver, Exceptional Student Education. Sandy Scranton, Purchasing. Deborah Buckles, Department of Federal Programs. Travis Weaver, Director of School Safety and Security and Student Services. Laura France, Elementary Ed. Tanya Whitehurst, Secondary Education. John Chastain, Maintenance Department. And Rodney Simons, Transportation Department. If we could give them a round of applause. If I could have all principals and assistant principals please stand. We thank you for your leadership and commitment to our employees, students, and our community. We truly appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Miss Suzanne Beck, 2016 Putnam County Teacher of the Year from Interlochen Elementary. At this time, if you would please join me in welcoming our Superintendent of Schools, Miss Phyllis Criswell.
Thank you and good evening. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here this evening and have the opportunity to speak to such a distinguished group of educators and support associates. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the loving, caring, and passionate way that you do your jobs every day. Our board chairman, David Buckles, is out of state this evening, and Nikki Cummings wanted me to let you know that she's ill, but they send their congratulations to all of you. Before I address our teachers and school-related employees, I'd like to take just one more minute to thank first our sponsor, Georgia Pacific, and Vice President of Palatka Operations, Kevin Curry, and Terry Hadaway, GP's Public Affairs Manager. These two men do a tremendous job, and Georgia Pacific certainly sponsors many events in our community, and we couldn't do this event without them. They continually give back to our community, and this community is fortunate to have them and owes them a great debt of gratitude for all they do for our school district and Putnam County. So again, we thank you tonight. And also this evening, we're enjoying a most wonderful dinner. And this is the 3rd year in a row, sponsored by Bates and Hewitt. And with us tonight from Bates and Hewitt are, of course, Mr. Ben Bates, Jenny Robbins, Laura Lee Varnado, and Chris Lands, and we'd like to thank you for making this evening even more special for our honorees and their guests. Our business sponsors continue to grow because they know the importance of great teaching and great assistance. And so again tonight, I do want to thank Capital City Bank, Hicks Dental, Carr Riggs and Ingram, Knights of Columbus, St. Monica's Catholic Church, State Farm Insurance, and of course Musselwhites, who prepared this wonderful meal for us. So thank you to all of you. And last but not least, the people who usually don't get thanked, but I want to be sure and thank them myself tonight, Debbie Decubellis, our Director of Staff Services, and her entire staff, Patsy Munt, Sherry Wilkinson, Antoinette Deaver, Jackie Smith, Christine Wright, and Melissa DeRossett. These young people have worked so hard. Every year, you don't realize what goes into putting this program together. They do an outstanding job of planning, setting up the breakfast, classroom videos, interview schedules, plaques, decorating, and even cleanup. It's an incredible amount of work, and they make it look easy. So thank you to all of you tonight. And to our honorees, let me begin by congratulating each of you for being selected as Teacher of the Year or School-Related Employee of the Year, representing your school or department. Your presence here tells us that your colleagues and your administrators see you as the best of the best in our school district. Whether you are an exemplary teacher or an outstanding school-related employee, you touch the lives of our children every day. You represent every school and every department in our school district. Every job performed by our over 1,674 employees is important and ultimately affects the lives and the future of our children in our community. Don't ever think you're not making a difference. I grew up in Putnam County, and I attended Putnam County schools and graduated here. And if I had time tonight, I could name for you most of the people that affected me in my school, childhood, growing up years, particularly school custodians that I remember, cafeteria ladies, bus drivers, my secretaries, counselors, teachers, assistant principals, and principals. I remember them all because of the way they cared for me and interested in me, took an interest in me. And you are affecting today's students in the same way. Never forget that. And never take it for granted. You have a tremendous effect on these children every day, and you don't know what a kind word from you or just a kind gesture would make a huge difference in their lives that could really affect their future. I know how hard you work and the many sacrifices that you all make, both personally and financially, to work in this, the noblest of professions. So tonight, we recognize and honor you for the lasting contributions to education and ultimately to the lives of our students and the future of our community. On behalf of our wonderful school board and myself, we thank you. Now please enjoy this evening because it is all about you. Thank you and congratulations. And now I have the honor of introducing to you our 2016 Teacher of the Year, Suzanne Beck. She teaches second grade at Interlochen Elementary, and if you have never been in her classroom, you are really missing something. Go by and just watch. She is truly amazing. The things that she does with those children, just like all of our teachers and support associates this year, you are amazing, and we thank you so much. And Suzanne, will you come up and give us some words of wisdom?
Thank you. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to have been the 2016 Putnam County School Representative. I have enjoyed every moment of the roundtables, the network, and the time to meet with new friends that I've made across the state. As I think back on the year and what I've learned this year, it really is overwhelming the amount of leadership training and self-growth that this opportunity has afforded. I walked away from every single meeting we went to feeling uplifted and energized, and I've spent a lot of time looking at ways that I can improve myself. It started on a 5-day roundtable trip to Orlando, and the very first session we opened the book Growth Mindset by Carol Dweck. And the theme of the week was Lead to Inspire. And we spent a week really delving into both of those thoughts. And having more than 72 people in a room that were positive and excited and willing to look at themselves and to really grow and see what benefit they could gain from this, there are no words that I can say that really explain to you how awesome that was. One of the, I guess the thoughts that kept reoccurring during that week was, it's impossible, let's get started. And that was kind of, it's school. That's what we do. Every year there are new things that confront us, and every year we have to kind of suck it up and go, okay, let's get started. We can roll with this. To be able to really delve into that and have our jobs appreciated and see the need for leaders in our teaching community, it was really a motivating and beautiful thing. I watched people who worked hard every single day and were overachievers in their own worlds, and yet they learned ways to work smarter through PLCs and different things. I had so many light bulbs come on for myself. After all this fun and hours and hours and hours in a classroom setting, they threw a big shindig, and it was just mind-blowing. Macy's puts on a production at the Hard Rock Universal. It was amazing. They allowed us to even sign the back wall like performers do before they go out. We thought we were rock stars. It was truly, truly the most amazing time, probably one of the most amazing times of my life. As I came back to school and reality, and started the Growth Mindset book study in the county, Miss Nelson and Miss Criswell really allowed me to attend those other leadership meetings and be able to go and be part of that throughout the rest of the year. And those workshops have continued to focus on leadership goals. My goal was to do the countywide book study and to build that network here in Putnam County. And it has kind of been difficult because as we come back to reality, life as teachers are crazy, and it's hard to have that focus constantly. But we're on our way, and we're going to keep working at it. But using the concept of the growth mindset in my classroom has been the most incredible thing to watch. To watch 6- and 7-year-olds encourage each other when they made a mistake and say, it's okay, it's about learning. Today I actually had a little boy raise his hand and he said, I know my answer's not correct, but I think I've figured out why. And he didn't get hung up on the point that he didn't know the answer. He was able to think about it and come to the perspective that it's okay that I don't know the right answer as long as I'm willing to figure out and work hard to find it. And so to see that over and over and over in my classroom has been truly heartwarming. If you haven't read the book, it's a good read and it's worth reading. But one of the most amazing things about this year has been able to publicly say thank you. Thank you to those who supported me as a student in this county. Thank you who've supported my children. And thank you to those who've supported me as a teacher. Some of them are in the audience tonight, and I feel very blessed to be able to say thank you. Bobby was my mentor, and she has always been there to help and encourage, and I couldn't be more grateful. She actually even has my children, has had my children, so she gets extra kudos. But to Gina, there were many times that I went to her and said, hey, I need help with this. I don't know what I'm doing. And she just stepped right in and helped me. Even when she went to another school and left us, abandoned us, I called her and asked about some grant opportunities, and she helped me with that. Melanie has been an incredible encouragement this year. And I know that every single one of you is that person to someone else. And so to be able to say thank you, not only to the people that have inspired me, but to say thank you to you for being that person for someone has been a real gift this year. As I've thought back about the teachers who inspired me in this county, like Ms. Criswell said, Diane Reeves is probably one of the best teachers I ever had. She set the bar really high, but yet she didn't just leave you hanging. She continuously boosted you to make sure that you reached that because she loved us and she wanted us to see the best of ourselves. And it's kind of cool because she retired and then went back to teach and actually has taught 2 of my children. So that's been a really kind of a special thing that they got to hear about her all those years and then they got to experience her. Coach Theobald, and I was kind of thinking maybe he and Coach Roach might be here tonight, but Coach Theobald, he tutored me twice a week, every week, the entire year that I had Algebra 2. And yeah, he's really the reason I passed. But Coach Roach actually was daring enough to get in the car with me during driver's ed. So that's kind of scary. And actually, I think after my year of driver's ed, they did away with the cars and it became just a learning class, not a driving class. So I'm wondering about that. But anyway, I believe that they all did something that all of us strive to do each day in our classrooms. They were gold diggers. They were mining for that nugget of treasure. Years ago, when we traveled to Italy, we heard a story told about frescoes that were discovered in the Basilica of San Lorenzo. They were eventually determined to be the work of Michelangelo. As workers were restoring the basilica, they tore in a trapdoor and realized there was a basement and discovered these amazing paintings. The building had been destroyed by fire in the late 1400s, and Michelangelo had actually been part of the rebuilding of it in the early 1500s, but of course nobody knew that. Those workers found that day what is now known as Michelangelo's Day and Night, and is considered a perfect work of the High Renaissance. It is a priceless work of art, and it was hidden. Hidden and in fact unknown. Unknown until the day someone discovered it. A priceless artifact that was hidden and unknown to all of those who'd walked across it for hundreds of years. This so perfectly shows what we do as teachers. We take what is hidden and often buried very deeply, and we dig and we dig and we dig until we find the treasure in those little souls. The value of what we do every day isn't in the research or the excellent lesson planning that we do. It's in the contact that we have each day, the belief in a student, the constant convincing them that they can reach their goals, and then working to make sure they're successful, just like Ms. Reeves did for me. This is what we do. Often, the student is surprised that they've achieved success. Many times, I've seen their parents in complete shock. Nobody believed in that child. Nobody saw that there was a treasure buried deep down inside of them. No one but a teacher. We are their advocate, their cheerleader, and their inspiration. So today I want to celebrate all we do. I want to say thank you to you. Those students often don't appreciate you when you're touching their lives, but it's later when they begin to realize their full potential that it's so often attributed to a teacher. There's a Harvard book study that says the single most important factor in a successful student is teacher quality. Students who have an effective teacher score 50% higher on tests. Because I believe that most of us are more focused on the student's life than one test, I'd like to think that that also applies to their life. If they have an effective or a highly effective teacher, they may be 50% more successful at life. And in the long run, that's a much bigger deal than one test. So many of them don't have a support system or anyone else believing in them. It's unreal to me as I look across this room tonight, the number of students who have some potential simply because of a fabulous teacher that's sitting right here tonight with us, because you're touching their lives. That's the beauty in our job. We are constantly finding riches beyond what we may ever know. Tonight, enjoy your success. Enjoy the time spent together not talking about lesson plans and behavior problems, but reveling in the successful moments and in your success. Congratulations to you all, and thank you very much.
We will now begin our presentations for School-Related Employee of the Year. As your name is called, please come forward, avoiding the camera. As I am reading your introduction, if you would please come in from this side and exit to my right, your left. Tonight, our awards are being presented by Phyllis Criswell, Superintendent of Schools, Debbie Decubellis, Director of Staff Services. Our first nominee began her career at Browning Pierce Elementary just last year. Mrs. Linda Cheatham is an exception in her role at the front desk of Browning Pierce Elementary. She serves as an exemplary example for building relationships with students, parents, and the community. Mrs. Cheatham is fully invested in Browning Pierce and the students we serve. She encourages parents to visit and build relationships with staff and ensures the safety of all on campus as she follows all district guidelines for visitors. She is organized, professional, attentive to detail, and positive every day. Mrs. Cheatham is the perfect fit for Browning Pierce and was immediately at home with her new Bear family, setting the tone to be more awesome and make every day great. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Cheatham. Our next nominee is the one employee who sets the tone each day at Crescent City Junior Senior High School, since he is the first one on campus as he opens it up for our teachers and students. Bernard Wright goes above and beyond in making sure that our facility is clean for our faculty and for our students. His smiling face is always around to offer help with any situation that arises. He is Johnny on the spot to fix, repair, install, or clean up anything that teachers or the administration needs. He is available and has come out on the weekend to check on things and has even worked over to make sure the floors were shined and the facility was in top shape after our events in the evening. He has never uttered a word of negativity about his position. Instead, he takes pride in his work, which comes through in his attitude and job performance. Ladies and gentlemen, Bernard Wright. Our next nominee was hired last year at E.H. Miller School as a paraprofessional in the middle school EBD classroom. These students have severe deficits in social competence that impair interpersonal relationships with adults and peers. Donald Lockhart is a valuable asset to students that struggle under the weight of emotional imbalance, post-traumatic stress disorder, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. Mr. Lockhart has an innate ability to connect with his students, making it easy for him to nurture, direct, and guide them in making more appropriate behavioral choices. Mr. Lockhart has the innate ability to see humor in almost all situations, especially in challenging ones. This natural ability, coupled with his calm demeanor, enable him to deflect offensive statements and gestures of emotional behavior disorder students and make him a valuable member of the E.H. Miller team. His calm manner allows him to easily de-escalate aggressive students. He also has an excellent working relationship with the parents of his students. He understands the value of establishing and maintaining a seamless school-to-home partnership. He maintains an open line of communication with parents when strategizing about how best to meet the needs of emotionally driven students. His level of commitment and provision of care is above and beyond the requirement of his job description. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Lockhart. Our next nominee deserves to be honored for her outstanding work at Interlochen Elementary School. Not everyone would be able to handle the variety of situations that occur on a daily basis at an elementary school. It is amazing what Amy Sheridan does throughout the day. She is the calm in the midst of the storm, no matter what the situation. Amy quietly, methodically locates all of the personnel needed to assist in all of the scenarios while still answering the phone and greeting visitors to the office in a sweet and gentle voice. Every morning, Amy leads the school in the Pledge of Allegiance and cheerfully shares the announcements of the day. She keeps the school running smoothly by fielding dozens and dozens of messages. She is especially handy at making sure that all of our students know the correct way to get home. Amy is the perfect example of someone who follows our school-wide expectations. She is respectful, responsible, and ready for anything that comes her way. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Sheridan. Our next nominee was hired as the attendance clerk for Interlochen High School, but she also helps students with homework, assists teachers with their grade books, serves as the backup data clerk, provides daily monitoring of interns, and even teaches a character counts class monthly. Catherine Thank you, Irizarry, and I have it written down right. Catherine Irizarry has volunteered with the district band programs and is a prominent figure in our musical community. Catherine approaches every task with enthusiasm and works tirelessly to ensure students, teachers, faculty, and the community are welcomed and assisted efficiently in our guidance office. She assimilates district and school goals as her own, and she is a dynamic contributor to the climate of Interlochen High School through her positive and pragmatic attitude. Catherine works tirelessly to help students decorate for homecoming and participates in all promotional activities for clubs and in the office. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Irizarry. Our next nominee is from James A. Long Elementary and is known as Marvelous Marilyn Johnson. Words cannot begin to describe the hard work that Marilyn puts into our school each day and many weekends. She joined the staff of James A. Long last summer and has not slowed down since. She has done everything from pressure washing and landscaping to painting and, of course, general cleaning. She does it all. She even built a bridge to connect two sidewalks. Everyone loves Marvelous Marilyn, and the staff at James A. Long knows they can call on her for any job or just a good laugh. She has made James A. Long a better place to work and learn. Ladies and gentlemen, Marilyn Johnson. Our next nominee has a smile on her face every day and shares it with all of the students, parents, and staff at Jenkins Middle School. Ruth Parker is the assistant manager in the cafeteria at Jenkins. She is a delight to be around, and she makes everyone's day by serving lunch with a smile. She even makes our students feel at ease while helping to work out a lunch number crisis. When adjustments are made to the lunch schedule, Ruth does whatever it takes to help students be more successful. She surely has what it takes to get the job done, all while wearing that sweet smile. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Parker. Our next nominee has over 10 years of experience in our district. Alice Alexander serves as a parapro at Kelly Smith Elementary School. She has had a wide range of experiences from pre-K to 5th grade and has also served as a media specialist support in checking out books to our students. Alice is a go-getter and exudes confidence in her abilities to complete any task that is thrown her way. She has a calm demeanor with our children and supports them through our LLI tutoring and reading. Her focus is to support students' vocabulary development and comprehension skills in 3rd grade through 5th grade. Alice is the consummate professional who comes prepared to give 100%. She leads by example and does it in a quiet, supportive way. Ladies and gentlemen, Alice Alexander. Whether it's running breakfast in the cafeteria, dancing with the kids at PE, or helping to communicate with parents, Maria Herrera is one busy woman at Mellon Elementary School. She was there in June, replacing calendars in every student planner. She was there in August with the biggest smile on her face, welcoming students on the first day. And she is there every day at parent pickup, putting the last child into a dad's car. Maria works directly with our PE coach. She helps to monitor and set up for classes and works with students to accomplish daily goals. She monitors our cafeteria and hallways before and after school and during lunch. She works in the front office making copies, putting mail away, as well as answering the occasional phone call. Maria is also the translator and advocate for our Spanish-speaking students and parents. She is irreplaceable to the Mellon family and represents Panther pride in every way. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Herrera. Our next nominee began her career in Putnam County Schools 10 years ago at Melrose Elementary School. Stacy Morris is not one who works for recognition, accolades, or awards. She serves to inspire and make a difference in the lives of all those she encounters because that is where her heart is. She is diligent and hardworking. She has a cool head and can always be counted on in a crisis. Stacy's current duties have her serving as a paraprofessional in our ESE classroom, where she faces many challenges each day. She meets these challenges with kindness, love, and a great deal of patience. She has developed a great rapport with her students as they respond well to her gentle, caring approach. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy Morris. Our next nominee has been an excellent addition to the staff at Middleton Burney Elementary School as a parent educator and earned this recognition only in his first year of employment. Oscar Jaimez assists in translating for parent-teacher conferences and all of our parent night events. He pulls small groups of students for intervention lessons in reading. We were all most proud of Mr. Jaimez when he completed the process for citizenship and became a United States citizen just last month. We are pleased that he is representing all of the Little Raiders at Middleton Burney Elementary. Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar Jaimez. Our next nominee has been like a breath of fresh air for all who are associated with Miller Middle School. During the last 2 years, while serving as an instructional assistant, Latina Hardy has filled in assisting 2 classes when teachers were out with extended absences. She helped ensure that the instructional momentum and learning in these classes continued at a high level. Currently, Latina is serving as the data clerk, where she is learning a new job and helping the school to make a smooth transition from an elementary school to a middle school. She has performed these duties with great professionalism, cutting down the steep learning curve by arriving early and staying late. Her diligence and professionalism have helped ensure a smooth start to this current year. Ladies and gentlemen, Latina Hardy. There are no words to describe the impact our next nominee has on her school. Joanne Lagace keeps Mosley Elementary running smoothly on a daily basis, and she does it all with a smile. When anyone enters Mosley, she is often the first person they see. She ensures that they feel welcome at Mosley. She succeeds in all of her duties as executive secretary and continues to impress by going above and beyond service to our teachers and staff. We at Mosley serve a population of students who face many challenges in their lives. Joanne strives to work with our teachers and staff to ensure they have all of the support they need to serve our children well. She makes an effort to get to know all of the teachers and staff at Mosley by encouraging them daily. Her positive attitude toward the demands of working at a state turnaround school has assisted us in keeping the morale high. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanne Lagace. Our next nominee is a pre-K instructional assistant at Aquilla Elementary. Christine Mainville is a delight to be around and work with, but in the eyes of her students, she is Superwoman because she can fix anything and make them all feel better. She truly has a great rapport with the students and staff and parents. Chris's responsibilities are many, such as laminating, making copies, pulling books for morning lessons, supervising breakfast and lunch, working with small groups and with students at centers. She then ends the day by walking the children to parent pickup and giving them a big smile and a wave, and will gladly do it all again tomorrow. For the last 12 years, Chris has been an outstanding employee, and we are grateful she is part of the Aquilla family. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Mainville. Our next nominee has been a data clerk for 15 years in Putnam County Schools. Kathy Robbins is extremely knowledgeable about her job, and other school data clerks often call her for assistance. Her role plays a vital part in the operation and success of the CL Overturf 6th grade center. Without her detailed attention to scheduling, attendance, and FTE counts among her other duties, the school simply could not function. Kathy takes pride in her job. She routinely works on things at home at night and normally begins her workday well before her scheduled time. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Robbins. Our next employee is an exemplary Dean's Office Secretary at Palatka High School. In addition to smoothly and efficiently directing the work in the Dean's office, Tammy Ward creates and maintains positive relationships with students, parents, co-workers, and the community members. She extends herself beyond the basic required duties and has earned the respect and admiration of her colleagues. Tammy is an innovative self-starter who rarely needs supervision. She is punctual and typically exceeds expectations. She handles pressure well and will voluntarily work overtime and take work home. You will never find her without a smile on her face and a positive attitude, even when things get hectic in the dean's office. She is dedicated to maintaining the tradition of excellence at Palatka High School, whether it is mentoring a student before school, finding clothes, jackets, and shoes for students in need, facilitating the student parking program, or organizing the entire MTSS, multi-tiered system of support. Tammy exhibits a commitment to service daily. Ladies and gentlemen, Tammy Ward. Our next nominee from Price Middle School is not an ordinary paraprofessional. Peggy Halsey has been given the opportunity to work one-on-one with a student who has cerebral palsy. She has worked with him since he started elementary school. Her student is unable to communicate, feed himself, or walk, yet she works diligently to help him make progress each and every day. Over the last 2 years at Price, she has worked diligently to get much-needed equipment so that her student would be able to communicate and learn with his classmates even better. Peggy also helps out in one of our full-time ESE classes where she works with the students on performing classroom plays, working on increasing their level of reading and everyday social skills. She is definitely a mother-grandmother figure that every student loves more than words can describe. Peggy is also one of the kindest people you could ever meet. She never has a negative word to say to anyone, and she goes above and beyond to help anyone who is in need. Ladies and gentlemen, Peggy Halsey. Our next nominee is the face of Putnam Academy. She is not only the official Putnam Academy greeter, but Marisa Heisler is also the switchboard operator, the parent message system manager, and the Skyward expert. Her knowledge, organizational skills, initiative, and attention to detail is second to none. Because of Marisa Heisler, Putnam Academy runs like a well-oiled machine. Ladies and gentlemen, Marisa Heisler. Our next nominee is one of the newest members of the QI Roberts Junior Senior High School staff. Tori Warmuth serves as the data entry clerk as well as a member of the critical incident team. As the data entry clerk, Tori holds high expectations for each and every student, faculty, and staff member. She inputs data, attendance, referrals, coordinates student enrollment, maintains all student records, FTE counts, Title I compliance, oversees student medications, and processes student accident reports. She is willing to learn and try new strategies to ensure that her job is completed timely and efficiently. She accepts every challenge and does it with an extremely positive attitude. Tori wears many hats. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting for her tonight is Pamela Henderson Brown, her assistant principal. One of the many wonderful qualities about our next nominee is that she is respected and admired by everyone who has had the privilege to know her. Tracy Piscatello has a patient and caring demeanor that makes her easily approachable and well-liked. Mrs. Piscatello goes above and beyond her basic duties as secretary in the Student Services Department. She takes great pride in her work, which can include orchestrating and assembling many extra projects that tend to arise within a school district. She is energetic, innovative, and reliable. In addition to her numerous duties during the work at the front window of the district office, Mrs. Piscatello also supports the students of Putnam Academy by volunteering her time for numerous extracurricular activities. She is often found encouraging and cheering for students during many sporting events throughout the Putnam County School District. Ladies and gentlemen, Tracy Piscatello. Our next nominee has been the Executive Secretary for the Maintenance Department since 2005. Shondell Goddard is a tremendous asset to the functioning of the Maintenance Department, and her previous knowledge in the facilities and maintenance industry has been invaluable to us. Shondell distinguishes herself through her commitment to quality service and astute attention to detail. She expresses care and concern for all the employees as she demonstrates a willingness to assist others as needed. In addition to her loyalty to the district, her intellect and ambition make her highly deserving of this recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, Shondell Goddard. The Purchasing and Warehouse Department is proud to announce Paula Miller as their nominee for School-Related Employee of the Year. Most of us have had the privilege of working with Paula over the past 18 years while she worked in other departments. Since she came to purchasing, they have witnessed her determination, hard work, and effectiveness. She never hesitates taking on any challenge or difficult task. She also makes sure that these projects are successfully completed. Her skills are not limited to the workspace. She has always maintained a very positive and friendly attitude towards all of our vendors. She is able to work under pressure and has always managed to solve stressful situations. She is a lovable person to have around, is a hard worker, and always tries to create a positive ambience. Ladies and gentlemen, Paula Miller. Our first nominee from the Transportation Department has been a mechanic for the Palatka Bus Compound for over 10 years. Mr. Greg Casey's main duties include assisting mechanics on tasks that require additional support, repairing hoods and seat covers, and mounting and branding tires. Mr. Casey also works on repairing bus body damage and touch-up painting when necessary. He not only fulfills his duties in the shop, but he also drives a bus route in the afternoon to help students get home when we are shorthanded. Mr. Casey is well respected by his peers at the Palatka Compound. He has received recognition for exceptional service and team player. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Greg Casey. Our second nominee from the Transportation Department began her career for Putnam County Schools 4 years ago as a bus attendant in the Crescent City area. She then worked her way to being a bus driver. Sharon Lewis not only drives her daily routes, but she also doubles up and helps cover other routes when we are shorthanded. She also has extra duties that include washing her bus, washing the spare buses, and taking a variety of groups on trips and sporting events all over the state of Florida. Mrs. Lewis is well respected by other employees at the South Putnam Bus Compound. She has received recognition for being team player and safe driver. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Lewis. Our final nominee for Support-Related Employee of the Year tonight started her career with Putnam County Schools 18 years ago. Helene Rice was chosen by her peers at the West Putnam Bus Compound for her contribution of time and energy helping the smooth operation of the compound. Her punctuality, attention to safety, ability to adjust, and quick to grasp attitude make the wheels go round. Her bus and paperwork are always clean and orderly. She is extremely professional when dealing with parents and staff. She exemplifies great leadership skills. Her exceptional students enjoy her eclectic playfulness, humor, trivia games, fair discipline, and compassion for their well-being. Mrs. Rice is always positive and helps us keep an upbeat atmosphere in the West Putnam Bus Compound. Ladies and gentlemen, Helene Rice. Our first nominee for Teacher of the Year tonight has been teaching in Florida for 5 years, the last 4 at Browning Pierce Elementary as a kindergarten, first grade, and now second grade teacher. Jamie Vieira is respected and praised by her grade level and her team peers. She is creative and engaging with her class, and they are learning from the minute they get into the classroom until they leave at the end of the day. Jamie goes above and beyond for all of her little bears to be sure their needs are met inside and outside the classroom so they can be successful. Her students show tremendous growth, and she continuously sets and obtains goals in her class with her students. Jamie's students love to be a part of her class and work hard to perform academically to make her proud. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Vieira. Our next nominee's enthusiasm for teaching is evident when you see her in action with her students. Jennifer Eubank motivates students to learn and question in her science class at Crescent City Junior Senior High School by developing hands-on activities that help them understand the rigorous content standards. She has taken technology in the classroom to a new level. One of the many examples of this involved our students producing their own short video clip to explain Newton's law of motion. In the clip, they use various items found around the school, including other students. These are currently being shared on the district's YouTube channel. To go along with her exciting classroom environment, Jennifer also extends the knowledge she has gained from her involvement with the University of Florida in the iQuest initiative. This allowed her to complete her master's degree in science and become a district leader for the implementation of this program at other schools. In her spare time, she is the head coach of the Raider cross country team. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Eubank. Our next nominee teaches our district's most impaired students, many of whom must rely on others for all of their care. Many are tube-fed and all have significant cognitive impairments. Tammy Heath not only teaches, but she also leads her team in implementing physical and occupational therapy practice, along with providing basic care such as feeding, diapering, and assisting the nurse daily with medical procedures at E.H. Miller School. At the beginning of this year, when E.H. Miller was short one teacher, Tammy offered to combine 2 classes. This involved many weekends of her working sunup to sundown, moving all of her materials, cleaning, repositioning furniture, painting, and decorating. The end result has been a wonderful, safe, caring educational environment. A room that was cold and sterile is now warm, colorful, and full of life. Tammy also stepped in the last 2 years with the E.H. Miller prom. The whole school was amazed with her creativity and enthusiasm. She led us on a quest to create a truly memorable event, designing centerpieces and decor that we would have never dreamed of. In her classroom, Tammy is known for innovation, creativity, and keen knowledge of best practices and medical procedures and terminology. The driving element in Tammy's style of teaching and care is profound respect for her students. To work with medically fragile special needs children is challenging, but it can also be one of the most rewarding experiences one could have. Ladies and gentlemen, Tammy Heath. Our next nominee has done a phenomenal job at Interlochen Elementary School this year by starting the first ever 6th grade Cambridge class. Melanie Clubb's classroom space started with bare walls and carpet. The 6th grade schedule had to be created, and curriculum materials had to be borrowed and researched. In a short span of time, Melanie had created an inviting learning space, learned standards for 6 subjects she had never taught before, and found many engaging ideas for academic projects. 2 examples of projects have been the class baking a variety of cakes for 1 literacy project, and the students creating cuneiform tablets out of clay. Melanie had coordinated a plan for her students to be peer mentors for younger students, and she collaborates weekly with the gifted teacher to create science projects that include eye-catching displays for the whole school to enjoy. We admire her desire to try teaching something new and turning it into a resounding success. Ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Clubb. Our next nominee began her teaching career at Interlochen High School in 1985, coming directly from Western Kentucky University, where she majored in home economics. Donna Johnson's goal has always been to prepare her students for their future as well-rounded, contributing members of society. She has always made it a priority to model good citizenship and work ethic for her students. Many students have come to think of her as a mom of sorts. She has a sympathetic ear and a willingness to put in extra time at school in teaching intensive reading to FCAT and now FSA retake students. She has made a concerted effort to be a cheerleader for them. She has seen substantial success in the retake rates at Interlochen High. Mrs. Johnson has spent 30 years as advisor to Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, formerly FHA HERO. This organization is the only student organization whose primary focus is on the family and leadership. This has been at the heart of what Mrs. Johnson has stood for all of her years as a teacher. She also holds leadership roles at the state and district levels as chairman and election supervisor. Mrs. Johnson considers it an honor to work with so many of her former students who are now her colleagues at Interlochen High. There are currently 10 of her former students now on staff with her. Mrs. Johnson makes a difference because she teaches from the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Johnson. Our next nominee is an outstanding teacher and team member at James A. Long Elementary. Jessica Arnold is a pleasure to watch during instruction, especially during reading. She has a wonderful relationship with her students, and they know that she truly cares for them and always wants what is best for them. Jessica is always prepared for outstanding instruction and is very creative and challenging in her assignments. For the past 11 years, James A. Long has been proud to claim Jessica Arnold as one of their lions. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Arnold. Our next nominee has been teaching in our district for 9 years. The last 6 of those years has been as the band and drama teacher at Jenkins Middle School. Andrea Wells exemplifies all of the attributes that make a highly effective teacher. As a classroom teacher, she continues to prepare lessons for 5 courses. She teaches beginning band, advanced band, chorus, drumline, and drama. Andrea is very enthusiastic when teaching her classes. She is in constant motion and expects students to perform at the highest level. The Jenkins Band and Drumline have participated in a number of community events this year, led by Andrea. Most of these events are held after hours while Andrea is volunteering her time. Recently, Andrea led the Jenkins Band at the Palatka High School's varsity football game halftime performances. The Jenkins Drama class has performed plays for both parents after hours and for students during the school day. She has devoted countless hours after school and rehearsals to prepare students for these performances. Andrea represents one of the many Putnam County teachers who grew up locally, attended Putnam County schools, went to college, and returned as a teacher to give back to the community that helped to raise her. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea Wells. Our next nominee is a dynamic guidance counselor with more than 20 years of experience as a teacher and counselor. Cindy David is an overcomer, a problem solver, and an innovator for the students and teachers at Kelly Smith Elementary School. Cindy does not work to serve for awards or accolades, but simply to inspire and support our students. She has mastered the elusive art of being our leader in the MTSS process. Cindy supports our teachers to help them complete the necessary paperwork, as well as leading the team to determine the most effective intervention to meet the needs of a student. She is our leader and role model as our school implements the Character Counts program. Cindy exemplifies the true meaning of being a counselor. She exquisitely balances all of the duties associated with her job while continually maintaining a positive and supportive presence among our staff. She teaches all of us to strive for excellence, respect each other, give our best effort for our students, to wear a smile, to have faith, and to remember that the storms of life can often produce a beautiful rainbow. Ladies and gentlemen, Cindy David. When our next nominee joined the staff at Mellon Elementary, she created a bond with the faculty and students through emphasizing the importance of reading comprehension and maintaining a healthy life. Michelle McCullough has initiated a running club for the most challenging students to have an outlet for success at school while providing them an opportunity to get homework help and have a safe, fun thing to do after school. She has worked hard to lead the staff to better outlooks through her healthy life challenges and hosting social events so that the Mellon team can bond. Michelle's knowledge and skills in technology keep the school running. Her vast expertise in reading instruction helps new teachers gain a foothold on this great vocation. She asked to work with an intervention group so she can continue to move children forward. She is the leader of the Book Club initiative at Mellon, hosting 2 book clubs and organizing others so that students have a time to bond with adults who love to read. Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle McCullough. When you look up the word work, dedication, in the dictionary, not the library, in the dictionary, it reads the quality of being committed to a task or purpose. This also defines Barbara Warren and the approach she takes as an ESE teacher at Melrose Elementary School. The patience and compassion that she brings to her work is admirable, as is her desire to teach each child's often very unique needs. The students with whom she works possess a wide range of strengths and weaknesses. It does require a tremendous amount of time and energy to plan individual instruction that will challenge each one. It is not uncommon for her to be one of the first teachers to arrive in the morning and the last to leave in the evening. She is an advocate for her students, and she tries to ensure that they receive the most appropriate level of service their individual needs require. It takes a special person to meet the challenges of serving our exceptional students with the kind of professionalism and dedication she exhibits. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Warren. Our next nominee comes to us from Americus, Georgia. Her knowledge of standards-based instruction, sweet Georgia accent, and bubbling personality made Jade Hancock the obvious choice for hire 3 years ago at Middleton Birney Elementary. She quickly proved her worth and was given the opportunity to work with students, to loop with her students from 3rd grade to 4th grade, where she became the 4th grade team leader. Jade is also recognized as a technology leader with the use of Chromebooks for student work and Google Cast for students to share and collaborate. Middleton Birney Elementary looks forward to having her teach the Little Raiders for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Jade Hancock. Our next nominee is innovative, a problem solver, and a dynamic member of the Miller Middle School family. Candy Bacon's enthusiasm, love, and compassion for her students and people in general demonstrate why she is our Teacher of the Year. Candy spends many hours researching and writing grants to provide a wealth of reading material for the students at Miller, and she does it all with a smile. On any given day, you can find Candy running from one end of the campus to the other, making sure that the computer labs are up and running and that teachers have the technology needed to teach. She not only maintains and actively runs our media center, but she helps with scheduling classes, MTSS, and has been instrumental in creating lesson plans and implementing activities that address the needs of our students. She is an inspiration as our media specialist, a technology whiz, and a dedicated educator. Ladies and gentlemen, Candy Bacon. It is hard to describe the Mosley spirit without talking about our next nominee. Gina Kelly Parkinson arrives to school each day on a mission to make a difference for our students, teachers, staff, and families. As the MTSS coordinator, it is her responsibility to support our teachers as they provide all of our students with the academic and behavioral interventions needed to maintain academic standards. She displays a positive disposition, even in the most challenging situations. Her colleagues genuinely find being in her presence extremely pleasant, and her smile is contagious. Gina's daily accomplishments go above and beyond the expectations of any coordinator. Gina coaches our teachers in whole brain teaching, coordinates our after-school enrichment program, leads our mentor teacher program, coordinates our iReady computer-based intervention program, writes our monthly family newsletter, and serves as a coach for our Girls on the Run program. Recently, she led the grant writing initiative, which resulted in Mosley Elementary being one of 3 schools selected to receive a $100,000 Live Positively Fitness Center through the National Governors Foundation for Fitness Councils. When a need presents itself, she takes it on and makes great things happen for our Mosley family. Ladies and gentlemen, Gina Kelly Parkinson. Our next nominee teaches a kindergarten class at Aquila Elementary School. Kelsey Caridi is an outstanding teacher who is creative and can move struggling students as well as challenge the other students. She welcomes new ideas and programs to assist her or a fellow teacher to do a better job. Kelsey is eager to learn and, like a sponge, soaks up knowledge gained from professional development. Kelsey has a rapport with her students and is passionate about teaching. She wastes no time and has her students working on a smartboard on the first day. Kelsey is a wonderful motivator and receives a great deal of respect from students, parents, and staff. She is a total team player and will help others any way she can. Kelsey also takes part in our extracurricular activities such as Parent Night, Fall Festival, and school socials. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelsey Caridi. Our next nominee serves as an ESE teacher in the alternatively assessed classroom at the C.L. Overturf 6th Grade Center, where she teaches students with varying needs and abilities. For 24 years, Esther Gloria Hartley has been compassionate about her students and their needs. She is always patient, caring, and nurturing. Mrs. Hartley does an outstanding job of differentiating her instruction to each individual student to ensure that each one is successful. Ladies and gentlemen, Gloria Hartley. Our next nominee teaches the biomedical science program at Palatka High School that allows students to explore a range of careers in biomedical sciences as they learn content in the context of real-world hands-on activities, projects, and problems. Karen Clark displays daily the kind of dedication and hard work it takes to be an exemplary teacher in today's world of accountability and test scores. One of her most endearing qualities is that she cares deeply. She cares about our profession, about her colleagues, but mostly she cares about students. When visiting her classroom, you will see her students working collaboratively on real-world projects, questioning each other, and drawing conclusions about content. Karen is a true facilitator of authentic learning. Her test scores prove that she can account for students learning the prescribed curriculum, but more important than that, observing her interactions with her students, one can plainly see that she teaches so much more than benchmarks and standards. Karen teaches her students to love learning, to question, and to solve problems. She teaches kids about life and the difference between right and wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Clark. When you hear the name of our next nominee, you automatically think student engagement and standards-based instruction at Price Middle School. There truly are not enough words that can describe Bobby Okeson. She is that teacher who gives her personal phone number to each of her students and parents and encourages them to call her daily if they are having trouble with their math homework. Her goal is to make sure every student gets every second of instruction that they need. Her relationship with her students is one that incorporates a lot of humor, caring, and most of all, love. Bobby is one of those teachers that every student and parent wants to have upon entering the 6th grade at Price. Upon entering her classroom, you will find a bright room that is comfy and feels like home. You may see students sitting on exercise balls or sitting at tables that are different heights to help for each student's different needs. Those that need to stand have tables at their height so they can stand and wiggle. Students are always engaged in the lesson and no student is let off the hook. The expectation daily is that every student will participate and learn. This year, she has not only shown what an amazing teacher she has shown how committed she is to our students and school by her work ethic. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Okeson. Our next nominee is described as a young, energetic teacher who works diligently to make learning fun at Putnam Academy of Arts and Sciences. Jarvis Wright works diligently to make learning fun by incorporating technology into his daily lesson plans, by using educational games to pique student interest, and by simply being a natural-born entertainer. His enthusiasm is contagious with our students at Putnam Academy. They love being in his class. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carla Flagg Wright accepting for her husband tonight, Jarvis Wright. Our last nominee this evening is a valuable member of the QI Roberts Junior Senior High School faculty. As an instructor, Lindy Rowe holds high expectations for each and every student. She analyzes student data to ensure that instruction is driven by the academic needs of each student. Lindy is extremely knowledgeable about strategies that must be used in order to differentiate her instruction. The use of these strategies is always evident in her classroom. Lindy is willing to try new instructional strategies to ensure that her students learn. She is a content specialist in her area and teaches the Cambridge Advanced level in order to advance all of her students. She accepts every challenge and does it with an extremely positive attitude. Lindy has an open, supportive rapport with her students and parents. She is always prepared with well-organized student data, instructional strategies, teaching materials, and all-around support. She happily wears many hats. In addition to her instructional responsibilities, she serves on our leadership team and has done an outstanding job of running her PLC meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, our final nominee for Teacher of the Year tonight, Lindy Rowe.
At this time, if I could have all of our school-related employees of the year, please stand. All of our school-related employees of the year, if you would please stand. Can we give them another round of applause? Thank you. You may be seated. I just want to say on behalf of the judges and our district, it was a very difficult decision for them to come up with the overall winner. But at this time, I do have the great privilege of announcing the overall winner for our School-Related Employee of the Year. This employee comes from James A. Long, Miss Marilyn Johnson. At this time, if I could have all of our Teachers of the Year please stand. And let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Also, on behalf of our judges, they wanted us to share that it was a very difficult decision. Our 2017 Teacher of the Year from Price Middle School, Miss Bobby Ann Okeson. Congratulations to you both and to all of our nominees. Your commitment to our district and your devotion to our students is greatly appreciated. Please remember that you will live forever in the hearts and memories of your students. To all of our event sponsors, Georgia Pacific Corporation, Bates & Hewitt Insurance, State Farm Insurance, Capital City Bank, Hicks Dental, Carl, Riggs & Ingram, Knights of Columbus, we again thank you for your generosity and continued support. I would like to give a special thank you tonight to my staff services team for their hard work and special efforts that have made this event so special. Also to the Musselwhite Seafood staff, we thank you for the delicious dinner. And finally to our guests, we thank you for joining us and recognizing these outstanding employees. Have a wonderful evening. Please drive safely, and good night.